Dear students, today we are going to discuss about the facial nerve. We'll see the details of facial nerve. See, facial nerve, it is a seventh cranial nerve. I told you about the cranial nerves. Cranial nerves are the nerves arising from the brain. This one is the seventh one. So, seventh cranial nerve, and it is the nerve of the second pharyngeal nerve. During the time of embryonic life, we are having six pharyngeal arches. Okay, so this nerve which is inside the second pharyngeal arch. We'll discuss the details of that pharyngeal arch or brachial arch later. Okay, so this is the nerve of second pharyngeal arch, and it is a mixed cranial nerve, means it is having sensory fibers and motor fibers. Okay, so it is a seventh cranial nerve, and it is a nerve of the second pharyngeal arch, and it is a mixed cranial nerve. Okay, now we'll see the functional components. What is the functional components? Nothing but what are the different types of fibers. Okay, seen inside this facial nerve. First type, special visceral efferent, means this type of fibers carries motor impulse to the muscles. Okay, special visceral efferent means this type of fibers carries motor impulse to the muscles. And general visceral efferent means it carries secretomotor impulse, or it gives a secretomotor supplies to the glands. Then special visceral afferent carries taste sensation. Okay, then general somatic afferent carries general sensation like a touch, pain, and temperature. So these are the different types of fibers passing through this facial nerve. Okay, so functional component means based on the function, these are the four different types of fibers seen inside the facial nerve. Now we'll see the codes and the branches of this facial nerve. This facial nerve arises from the lower part of the pons. See, this is the anterior view of the pons and medulla. See here at the junction of this pons and medulla, there we can see this facial nerve with a large motor root and one small sensory root. Okay, actually the sensory root which is seen between the seventh or this motor root and the eighth cranial nerve. So this sensory root is known as nervus intermedius. Okay, first we have to discuss the intraneural codes. What is meant by intraneural codes? Intraneural codes means codes inside the central or brainstem. Here it is medulla, not medulla, pons. Okay, here it is inside the pons. How this fibers runs. This motor, sorry, this facial nerve fibers arise from four nuclei. Okay, what are the main or what are the four nuclei? Motor nucleus, superior salivatory nucleus, nucleus of tractus solitarius, and spinal nucleus of trigeminal. For example, imagine these are the four nuclei. One, two, three, four. Okay, so these are the four nuclei. Out of these four nuclei, fibers from the motor nucleus will run backward. See, so imagine this is a fibers from the motor nucleus. These fibers from the motor nucleus will run backward, and it will wind round the abducens nucleus. See, fibers from the motor nucleus will run backward, and it will wind round the abducens nucleus. Then it will run forward. All other fibers runs forward. Okay, and as a result of this course, here on the posterior surface of the pons, there we can see one elevation. See this elevation. This is known as the facial colliculus. Anyway, facial nerve fibers arise from four nuclei. What are the four nuclei? Motor nucleus, superior salivatory nucleus, nucleus of tractus solitarius, and spinal nucleus of trigeminal. From this nuclei, these fibers runs anteriorly or anterolaterally. Anteriorly means strictly forward. This is a this is the anterior side, and this is a posterior side. This is a posterior side. This one is a anterior side. So strictly anteriorly means they're like this. So it's not like this. So it runs anterolaterally. Okay, and it comes out from the pons has two routes, one large motor root and a small sensory root. Okay, these two routes. So approximately here comes a pons. See, from this anterolateral aspect of this pons, these two roads runs anterolaterally in this direction. Okay, anterolaterally to reach this internal acoustic meatus. See, here we can see one canal. That one is internal acoustic meatus. Okay, so actually internal acoustic meatus means it's around 1 centimeter long canal. Okay, so anyway, these two routes, large motor route and a small sensory route, will enter inside this internal acoustic meatus or enter inside this canal. Inside the canal, these two routes join together to form a single trunk. See, facial nerve is attached to the brainstem, or it arises from the brainstem as two routes, motor route and a sensory route. Then two routes runs anterolaterally to reach the internal acoustic meatus. In the meatus, motor route, see here, inside the meatus, these two routes join together to form the single trunk. Okay, clear now? So anyway, see here in this diagram, motor route and sensory route runs anterolaterally and reaches the internal acoustic meatus. Inside the internal acoustic meatus, both route runs both routes joins together to form the trunk. Now that trunk again it runs anterolaterally. Okay, through the facial canal, means the internal acoustic meatus is around 1 centimeter long tube or 1 centimeter long canal. After that canal, we can see another canal, that one is a facial canal. Okay, so from this internal acoustic meatus, this nerve or the facial nerve will enter inside the facial canal. Inside the facial canal, first it runs anterolaterally, same direction. First it runs anterolaterally, then it runs backward, then it runs downward. How? See, so imagine here comes the internal, or here comes the facial canal. Inside the facial canal, first it runs anterolaterally, then it runs backward, then it turns downward. See, like this, anterolaterally, backward, then downward to reach the stylomastoid foramen. Okay, here comes the styloid process and here comes the mastoid process. Between those two, there we can see foramen, that is a stylomastoid foramen, and it comes out through the stylomastoid foramen. Now we'll see the description. So single trunk inside the internal acoustic meatus, both routes show that form the single trunk. Okay, then after that it leaves the internal acoustic meatus and enters into the facial canal. Within the facial canal, force can be divided into three parts. Okay, first part runs anterolaterally or laterally. Okay, then second part runs backward. I already told you how. See, first inside the facial canal, first it runs laterally or anterolaterally, then second it runs backward. Okay, that's what this. Okay, runs backward. Then the third part runs downward. Here I showed you. First it runs anterolaterally, then it runs backward, then it runs downward, and it comes out through a foramen. That foramen it is known as the stylomastoid foramen. Okay, then after the stylomastoid foramen, see, this is the stylomastoid foramen here. See the pulse once again. From the pons, it runs anterolaterally. First, it runs anterolaterally and enters into the internal acoustic meatus. Inside the internal acoustic meatus, these two routes join together form the trunk. After the internal acoustic meatus, it will enter into the facial canal. There also it runs anterolaterally, then backward, then downward, and reaches this foramen, stylomastoid foramen. Through the stylomastoid foramen, it comes out from the skull. After the stylomastoid foramen, it turns forward. Okay, see, it turns forward and reaches the parotid gland. See, here comes the parotid gland. This is the location of the parotid gland. Here it will enter inside the parotid gland. Inside the parotid gland, this facial nerve will be divided into 5 branches. What are the 5 branches? Temporal, zygomatic, buccal, marginal mandibular, and cervical. So those are the terminal branches of this facial nerve. Okay, see, these are the temporal, zygomatic, buccal, marginal mandibular, and cervical. All these branches supplies to this facial nerve, facial nerves. Okay, so terminal branches and the area of supply. All these branches supplies to the facial muscles. Clear? Now, in addition to those 5 terminal branches, it gives some other branches. Okay, see here we can see a bend known as genu, or this bulging which is seen in this genu is known as geniculate ganglia. From this geniculate ganglia, here we can see a nerve or a branch. That one is a greater petrosal nerve. So first branch, greater petrosal nerve arising from the geniculate ganglia. Then say here it then after giving this geniculate or greater petrosal nerve, it runs backward, then it runs downward. See here this downward force gives 2 branches, one to the stapedius muscle. See here comes the middle ear, approximately here comes the middle ear, one to the stapedius muscle, as now to stapedius. The other one is known as chorda tympani branch. See this one here, that nerve to stapedius is not there, chorda tympani is there. Okay, see, chorda tympani branch. So inside the petrous part or inside the petrous bone, it gives 3 branches. What are they? One is greater petrosal, the other one is now to stapedius, and the last one is chorda tympani. Then after, immediately after the stylomastoid foramen, it gives some other branches. See here, you can see those branches. What are they? One is posterior auricular. Which one is a posterior auricular? See this one. See here comes the auricle or the pinna. This branch which lies behind the auricle, so it is known as posterior auricular. Then in addition to this posterior auricular, there we can see nerve to digastric and nerve to stylohyoid. See here, these 2 branches, nerve to digastric and nerve to stylohyoid. Okay, nerve to digastric and nerve to stylohyoid. So these are the some of the branches of this facial nerve. Okay, so details of the facial nerve. That's all about the facial nerve. Now, clinical anatomy. Any damage or any relation to this facial nerve is to Bell's palsy, paralysis of one side muscle. Okay, that is that kind of clinical condition which is known as what? Bell's palsy. The remaining details you have to read it from your textbook.